I went to this real small bar for the World Cup and almost got in a fight. It was one of those tiny places that show soccer games a lot, and it was elbow to elbow in there because the US was playing. My friends and my wife found a spot near the back that lacked a table, so we started putting our drinks on the windowsill. I had a half-full beer and placed mine there before going to use the restroom. When I got back, my wife handed me an empty glass and stared daggers at a woman sitting on the windowsill next to her boyfriend. "It spilled," the woman said with a shrugging smile, as if that was explanation enough. My wife explained that this woman had sat down, didn't see my beer, and had knocked it over. I paused what I felt was a polite amount of time, holding my empty glass and waiting. Now, I've been to enough bars to know a certain amount of bar code. And barcode number 2 is if you spill a drink, you replace it. It doesn't matter how full the drink was, you replace it. But they were not doing that, so I finally asked, "Are you going to get me another beer?" "No," the woman said. "It was in my way, so it's not my fault." As if I should have known better than to place my drink on the not seat that she wanted to sit in. So I went to the bar and told the bartender, "Hey, someone spilled my beer, can I have another?" And he got me another and didn't charge me. I'd been there before, he knew me, and he was being nice. Good man. When I returned, I said to the woman and her boyfriend, "I know you can't afford to get me another beer, but it's okay because the bartender gave me one for free." This set the guy off. He slew a string of expletives together along with his shrieking girlfriend, none of which I heard because of the noise in the crowd. In fact, if it wasn't so crowded, he might have charged at me right then and there. I know, that was a bit of an insult, but he violated barcode, and that cannot stand. Me and my friends stayed where we'd been, near the couple, refusing to leave. But I knew how vulnerable I was. The guy could walk up and deck me at any time, and I wanted to watch the game, not watch my back for a soccer punch. So I immediately started making friends. I said to one rando, "Hey, that was a good pass." To another, "Did you see that play? Awesome." Or, "Isn't this great that there's so many people at this cool bar?" Nothing too intimate, and not like I'd go help them move or something, but I made it clear to everyone around me that I was a cool guy and someone they'd want to be around. So in case I got a pint glass broken over the back of my head, they'd at least think it rude. I made allies like Serbia in the build-up to World War I, knowing I was vulnerable. Sure, I'd fired the first shot, but she was colonizing my territory with her butt. What was I supposed to do? Either my growing entente convinced the couple that they had no chance against me, or they realized that they were in the wrong. Either way, they left before the game ended, and I got to cheer on a victory for Team USA, all because I followed barcode rule number 1: make friends.